The juicy ETF decision has started. I've got the deets for you. Etoro is listing XRP, Doge, ADA, and others. Oh, more juicy news. GameStop wants to get into the crypto world. We've got more news regarding strategic reserve assets along with price action and along with some over-promising and under-delivering from our government. What happened to having that strategic reserve in the first 100 days? Because guess what? We didn't get it. But before we get into that, your comments come first. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. Lawrence Williams starts us off and says, that Schwartz guy makes no sense. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will have the video linked at the end. It goes into great detail. Jeremy Touche says, hey, what's up with the Papa John's thing? Apparently I missed something. I'm going after Papa John's when it comes to subs. I'm only 300 subs away, everyone, and when I do, I'm going to enjoy me a Papa John's pizza on the video. Jeremy's also dropping support on the channel. Thank you very much, sir, for the support. Jim Boney says, 4 videos in less than 1 day. You're a beast. Keep up the great work. I appreciate your content more than you know. Thank you. It's a two-way street, my guy. I do this channel for you, the viewer. Bitcoin's sitting at 109,069. Nice. E2673. XP at 231. We're going to have price action at the end. Oh, look who's deep in the green. That's Toncoin up 18% last 24 hours. What's trending right now on X? It's a little bit of Quant and a little bit of ZBAC. Is that why some of the others aren't pumping? It's because others are gaining the traction? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. GameStop going the strategic reserve route. GameStop adds 4,710 BTC to its balance sheet for $512 million. That's right, they raised $1.4 billion and now they're buying BTC. So everyone, where is the United States BTC strategic reserve? Remember, we were promised strategic reserve assets in the first 100 days, and well, we're past the first 100 days and we haven't gotten jack shit. Over-promising and under-delivering. GameStop has officially confirmed the purchase of 4,710 BTC for $500 million using cash raised through its debt financing, according to a press announcement by the company on Wednesday. That's today. That's why you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out. This is the first time the company has admitted to buying any crypto since it said in March that it was planning to do so. In March, GameStop made it public that it would be raising about $1.5 billion in convertible notes offering. That money has now been partially used for this crypto purchase. Had a bunch of players out there buying BTC, but where are the players buying alts for their strategic reserve? Etoro expanded U.S. offerings with the inclusion of Cardano, Doge, XRP, and SHIB with regulatory changes. That's right. Etoro now is changing and offering more cryptos. Online trading platform Etoro announced on Wednesday, again, more breaking news for you, that it has added 12 cryptos to its U.S. platform. So what you're seeing is players are offering more cryptos as the regulatory landscape changes. So, since these players are offering more cryptos, how come more players aren't buying more cryptos for their strategic reserve? It's only being BTC. The new tokens available to U.S. customers include Cardano, Doge, XRP, Shiba Inu, and among others, bringing the total number of listed assets from 3 to 15. The original tokens were BTC, ETH, and Bitcoin Cash. Nice. Of course, we did lots of due diligence and research, and when we thought these 12, the time is now, especially in the wake of our IPO a few weeks ago. We're talking about Etoro, and there's a lot of excitement, lots of opportunity. We think it's going to be a real win for customers. So Etoro, which kind of stayed away from the crypto thing, is now getting into it. Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, outlines a pathway to expand U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve. Honestly, big letdown. What about all the talk with Sol, ADA, XRP for strategic reserves? That was a big bunch of bullshit, wasn't it? That tweet's been bullshit. What about all the things that were promised from that big speech in the beginning? Oh, in the first 30 days this, the first 90 days this. Oh, we were going to get regs in the first. No, it's all been wrong. Over-promising and under-delivering. This is what he says. The executive order establishing the strategic Bitcoin reserve does allow the government to purchase more if it can be done in a budget-neutral way. Specifically, if either the Commerce Department or the Treasury Department can figure out how to fund it without adding to the debt. Then they're allowed to create these programs, Sachs said. The cryptos are specifically referenced using surplus money from other government programs to fund such acquisitions. Analysts at K33 previously noted that potential budget-neutral strategies could include U.S. Treasury exchange. This is what Sachs also said. If we can convince Howard Lutnick or Scott Besson to buy some and they can figure out how to fund it without a new tax or without adding to the debt, then we could add more. Okay, I thought this was supposed to be done in the first 100 days, you fucking liar. In a Tuesday report, K33 Head of Research, Vettel Lund, highlighted that the 60-day deadline for the Treasury evaluation of strategic reserve passed on May 5th. Garmin, help me out. What day is it? It's the 28th of May, with no information shared yet publicly. Thanks. This is what Sachs said. Let's continue. I can't promise anything, but there is a pathway to doing that. The question is, can we just get either the Treasury Department or the Commerce Department to get excited about that? Because if they do, and if they can figure out how to fund it, they will actually have presidential authorization ready. So, overpromising and underdelivering. Did they just hype this thing up without thinking it through? Because it was all a bunch of big, ooh, let's do this with crypto, let's do that. And then, guess what? Nothing happened. I mean, seriously, think about it. Nothing happened. Trump specifically mentions XRP, Sol, and ADA, and then nothing happens. The SEC begins its review of WisdomTree XRP Trust application for a spot ETF. This is one of the ones that we want, everyone. This is definitely one of the ones that we want to follow. Now, here's the deets regarding this. The U.S. SEC has officially commenced its review of WisdomTree's application to launch a spot XRP ETF, a significant development in the ongoing integration of cryptocurrency into mainstream. The proposed XRP fund aims to provide investors with direct exposure to XRP. According to the filing, the fund would be listed on the CBOE BZX exchange with the Bank of New York Mellon serving as the administrator. The ETF structure designed to mirror traditional ETF mechanics, offering shares that represent specific amounts of XRP, therefore allowing investors to gain exposure to the crypto. The SEC's acknowledgement, and this is where the details come in, okay, you ready? The SEC's acknowledgement of WisdomTree's filing initiates a formal review process beginning with a 21-day comment period. During this time, stakeholders, including investors and financial institutions, are invited to submit feedback on the proposal's feasibility and potential impact. Now, here's the detail that we don't like. Following the comment period, which is 21 days, the SEC has up to 240 days to make the decision final on the application. So, we got some time. But at least they got the ball rolling. Volume right now in the crypto market is around 122 billion, up 6% last 24 hours. Altcoin season, yeah, we slid back to 25 out of 100. Bitcoin, doing its thing, holding its price a bit better than the alts. I know it sucks, everyone, but what do you expect when you got GameStop buying BTC, when you got Metaplanet buying BTC, when you got Strategy buying BTC, and no one is buying the alts for their strategic reserve? What do you expect when the United States government is like, oh, we're going to buy BTC, ETH, Sol, ADA, XRP, and none of that bullshit happens. More overpromising and underdelivering. Let's go to XRP price, where the volume right now is kind of blah at 2 billion. Yeah, that's usually the volume we expect in the week, and that's happening during the week. Price action, look over the last 7 days. Look at this. Ping-ponging it right here. That is friend zone crap. Bouncing back and forth between 235 and 227. We are definitely locked in the friend zone until some big news breaks. Let's jump to the candlesticks to see if anything jumps out at us, but no, ain't nothing jumping out. You can see we are definitely range bound between those 2 points that I told you about. So where are my alerts right now? I'm going to put them out a little bit higher. I'm going to put them out at 238 to cover this move right here, and 225 to cover these low candlesticks right here. So honestly, until something big and juicy breaks, we're going to be range bound, everyone, because we're stuck in what? Stuck in the old friend zone. Where guess what? Overpromising and underdelivering is what? Not just the word of the day, not just the trend of the week, but something we've gotten used to in the first 100 days. But I thought we were going to get crypto regs right away by now. I thought we were supposed to have strategic reserve happening by now. More overpromising and underdelivering, girlfriends. So whether you're a Trump maxi or not, how frustrating is it that we were promised all these things at day 30, day 90, day 100, and like none of them are coming true? We were supposed to have the strategic reserve that we were going to start buying into, and that hasn't happened. We were supposed to have regs by now, and that didn't happen. Remember, it was a slam dunk. We were going to have them by Memorial Day, and that shit fucking sailed. We don't even have it passed through the Senate. We don't even have the debate set up yet on that. We don't even have the regular crypto regs set up yet. We're going to start debating that sometime in June. So here we are, still at the same place where we were in January, still at the same place we were many, many days ago. So if you wonder why the alts aren't roaring, it's because when it comes back down to it, we haven't done anything. Yeah, how frustrating is that? And that's my job, to bring you the news, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad, or frustrating at this point. Because it has been a lot of over-promising and under-delivering. And what I'm really pissed off about is that tweet from Trump about 100 plus days ago, right? Where he said, oh, XRP, Sol, and ADA are going to be part of this strategic reserve. We haven't gotten crap since. Oh, but it's going to be budget neutral. Okay, cool, but look, you haven't delivered on jack shit in regards to any of this. Do we have a formalized case resolution? No, we don't have that either. A lot of the other cases have been formalized, haven't they? Have we seen any other companies out there jumping into a strategic reserve in terms of alt? Not really. They're all still jumping into BTC, as I shared with you that GameStop is now doing. So realistically, we're seeing what? BTC dominance just grow as more players jump into the BTC reserve asset party. The alts aren't going to go anywhere until we get those regs. And right now it seems like it's going to take a long time for us to get there. It's going to take a long time for Jerome Powell to cut rates. Why? Because we keep kicking the can down the road with the tariff stuff. So yeah, welcome to the United States government, where it's delay, and overpromise and underdeliver. I'm going to give you an hour of power, and I show up with 5 minutes of thunder. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. When the dudes promise you all this juicy stuff and he shows up with nothing. How frustrating is this? And then that leaves us in the friend zone price-wise. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo something, Biz Nachos.